Here are 8 rare champs that every single raid account should be leveling to max. Level 66 stars. First off, you knew it was coming, but we gotta look at Kale, and this really includes all of the starting champions. They all serve extremely well as campaign farming champs. Just level all of your food, right, for your tavern, up until the point where at least you find a better campaign farming champ. Then once you do find a better campaign farmer, you can then start to transition your starting champ into a more specific role for late game, right? Particularly Kale for use as a clan boss killer. Obviously his poison's incredibly powerful. Most people tend to go ahead and specialize Kale into a clan boss machine. But yeah, as mentioned, not gonna spend too long on the starting champs, man. They're all great. Level them to 6 stars. And hey man, I should mention, the reason I'm doing this video is because I myself am a very new raid player, and a lot of this I have discovered via my homework, right? For me, it helps a lot as a new player to have a list of champs in mind, including Warmaiden, that are just really good to hold on to, that you know you're going to have for a long time, and it's worth just investing a ton of resources into, man. It helps me, yeah, it gives me goals to work towards as a new player, and maybe it will for you as well. Speaking of which, if you are a new player as well, or you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, make sure to do it the right way by clicking the link down below at the top of the video description, or by scanning the QR code above my head to start off your fresh account with the epic champion Juliana, which will unlock as soon as your account hits level 15, as well as a ton of starting resources, including 500k free silver. Click that link and get started the right way, man. Back to the damn video. We got Warmaiden here, man. Warmaiden is obviously going to be with you for a long time. She's campaign farmable, dude. Dude, even at A1 has a poison debuff, so clan boss, she can actually work out pretty decent for that, at least as a starting clan boss team. Poison damage against clan boss is obviously extremely crucial. Opportunity strike is fine, but really her real power comes in with her A3, which when fully skill bucked up goes down to a 310 cooldown and is just a super hard AoE, so area attack, 75% chance to decrease enemy defense by 60%. Huge debuff, sets up crazy damage for your carries, for your kills, stuff like that. And yeah, she scales immensely well into late game as well, so you'll be holding on to her for a long time to come. Also, because she's campaign farmable, she also has the advantage of you're able to just farm copies of Warmaiden to level her skills, and you don't have to be spending skill bucks necessarily on your Warmaiden just to max out all of her skills, and that's always just a good bonus. I think she's actually the only campaign farmable rare that you always take to 60 no matter what. It's not that you can't take other rare champs to 60 as well from the campaign. You definitely can, but Warmaiden is like a definite. Next up, we have the High Elf Apothecary. There he is. Isn't he glorious? Isn't he marvelous? Let me tell you something, dude. Even for a support champ, this guy has nutty damage potential purely because of the Giant Slayer mastery that you can eventually kind of specialize him into, because his auto attack, his A1 attacks 3 times at random. If this thing is hitting into a boss, bro, the amount of percentage health damage you can be dealing with this is just mental for a support, right? So even if his A1 is actually just pretty damn good, as long as you pick up the right masteries. Yeah, the real strength of Apothecary comes in obviously his speed. His base speed is just pretty damn good. And boon with speed is frankly incredible. You can knock the cooldown of this thing down from 5 to 3 turns with skill books or with copies. This is a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns and fills the 10 meter of allies by 15%. Ridiculous. Honestly, Apothecary, amazing stuff. If you're a beginner player, you might not value or know how to judge the value of certain stats in the game, but let me tell you something. I've learned really quick just how good speed is. It can never be underestimated. If you're faster than your opponent over a longer fight, then you're just getting off more attacks than your opponent. That's it. That's how the turn meters work. And Apothecary, when it comes to rare champs, he's like one of the best in the game at this. Also has a pretty damn powerful heal as well. It is only single target, but you know, it's there for if you are in a pinch. Apothecary, take the son of a gun to 6 stars. The next champ we're going to cover is actually our first Void Affinity champ, and the first of many. Bellower, boys. Bellower is a rare support that starts off as honestly an incredible campaign farmer. Might be one of the first rares that you use to actually replace your starting champ as your core campaign farmer. But what's really cool about Bellower, because yeah, he has like a lot of abilities that attack. In fact, all 3 of his abilities even attack all enemies. So yeah, you can see why he would be a pretty damn good campaign farmer with just crazy clear speeds. But the cool thing about Bellower is that that isn't his only use. You can use him to campaign farm up into a point, and then eventually you can transition him into just a late game hyper control heavy monster. Dude, this guy in stun gear He has so many abilities. In fact, obviously all of his abilities, not only debuff, but attack all enemies, right? So if he's in stun gear, he's just sprinkling debuffs and stuns throughout waves of enemies every single turn, dude. He becomes crazy as hell. So yeah, you get him first as a campaign farmer, and then he will graduate and descend into something even more impressive. You know what I'm saying? So Bellower, definitely hold on to this son of a gun and get him to 6 stars, man. No crazy rush to do so, by the way, with Bellower, but eventually you'll probably get him to 6 star. Now, the next rare champ that you want to pick up is another Void Affinity champion known as Painkeeper. Now, this one isn't super high priority to get early on, and even if you do get Painkeeper early on, there's no need to max her out to 6 stars right away. She shouldn't be your super early focus, but she is essential a bit later on in a unkillable, budget-ish clan boss team, right? An unkillable team. So yeah, she's very important to hold on to, and is a key component of a few broken builds later on. Her A2 is really good, attacks all enemies, then heals allies by 15% of this champion's max HP, which gives you a bit of a clue as to how you might want to itemize that. But her real strength comes in with her A3. It decreases the cooldowns of all ally skills by 1 turn, and this absolute cheat code is knockdownable to a 4-turn cooldown. Ridiculous when combined with a certain champ known as Maneater. We'll get to him in just a second. Even if you don't combine Painkeeper with Maneater against Clan Boss and use her in that unkillable build, she's just really powerful in her own right. You just want to max her out with speed gear. She's just grand. But just heading on over to Maneater real quick to show you how OP this is and give you an idea. Yeah, so Maneater has an ability straight up. So this can be knocked down to a 5-turn cooldown. This champion receives damage, then places an unkillable buff and a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns. Damage received is equal to blah blah. Just straight up unkillable buff, and it's on everybody. And then you can start knocking the cooldown of this down using your Painkeeper. And you can see is if you get like the speed of your champions right, so they're always attacking in the correct order and everything is flowing just perfectly, you end up with an unkillable combo on Clan Boss. So while Maneater is an epic champ, it's going to take you a little while longer to eventually find one. If you do get the Painkeeper, just know how important she's going to be later on in the game. You'll be getting to 60 almost definitely later on. Next up, we have another good old Void rare. This one known as Coldheart. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've heard a lot of people say that this might actually be the #1 best rare champion in the game. If you get a Coldheart, you have stumbled upon a diamond. Let me tell you something. And all of her strength pretty much comes in with, I think it's a A3 anyway. Yeah, it is. Attacks 1 enemy. This thing can be knocked down to a 4-turn cooldown, by the way. Attack 1 enemy, decrease the target's turn meter by 100%. So it's just a hard reset on your opponent's turn meter. Has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit, meaning you only need to build her to have, I don't know, like around 65-70% critical hit chance in order for this to be 100%. And damage increases according to enemy max HP. Dude, are you kidding me with how good this is against bosses, dude? I mean, check out the reviews on this, man. Like, yeah, she's kind of useless in some aspects of the game, but where she's good, she's like ridiculously, stupidly, bustedly good. Like, for a rare champ, this is just nuts. One caveat as well is that while you do want to build her to have like the 70% crit chance so that her A3 has the 100% crit chance, you do need to also have a good amount of accuracy on Coldheart. If not, the enemy can resist the turn meter reduction part of her Heartseeker, which is obviously a really important part of her A3, you know. So you do want to make sure she has enough accuracy to actually inflict that effect on the boss that she is gunning down. But dude, you get yourself a Coldheart. This is a guaranteed 100% easiest 6-star rare in the game. Now, speaking of accuracy champs, another champ, man, that you might want to keep your eye on. This is, I don't want to call it an honorable mention. He's definitely worth leveling to 6, just is what it is. For a rare champ, this guy's absolutely nuts. But that said, he's a bit lower priority than the others. I'd consider this guy amazingly OP, mostly for his A3. Kurzad Deepheart, man. Places a 50% increase accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing a slight decrease defense debuff for 2 turns. Honestly, just for that A3 alone, this guy is kind of nuts. He's kind of mental, right? That said, I would say that this guy is more of like the cherry on top of an already established champion team, right? While he's very powerful in his own right, I mean, his A2 as well as also another attacks all enemies, crits filling his turn meter. So he's got some good wave clear as well. He's got some pretty strong skills, but I don't think that they're strong enough that you should be rushing this guy to 6 stars, right? But that said, if you've already got an established team built up, I just feel like this deep ambush, this A3, it's the cherry on the top, man. It's the finishing touch to an already established team to just get them really, really firing and pumping. And finally, we're going to head on into the demon spawn. If you've been playing the game for a while, you know what's coming. Where is he? There he is, man. The good old Fellhound, man. Defense champ, void affinity. This guy... basic attack attacks all enemies. That's all you really need to know. This is the fastest campaign farming champion in the game. If you're going to be leveling your guys quickly in the campaign through some stage 12 missions, stuff like that, and just leveling your food really, really fast, I think it has like a 6 or 7 second clear time, which is pretty much as fast as you can possibly get. Actually, I'm just kind of curious, man. What do the reviews say? Is he good for Spider as well? Okay, yeah, people actually rate him pretty decently for Spider as well, but yeah, for campaign locations, I don't know how, like, if any champion could be 5.0 in terms of ratings for something, then surely Fellhound. I mean, Fellhound is actually the best campaign location clearer of any champion in the game, and it's a rare champ. Yeah, you'll be getting this 1 to 6 stars almost definitely if you play raid for any expense of time. That said, is he hyper high priority? Well, I don't know. It depends how much you value campaign clear speed, I suppose. For me, I don't really mind so much how long it takes me to blast through missions and stuff. I'm on my PC all day anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference to me. But yeah, if you're looking to save time, blast campaign with the fastest campaign clear in the game, Fellhound is your pupper. And alright, man, that's about good to do it. So, if you want to pick up your free champ Juliana with your new Raid Shadow Legends account, make sure to click the link at the top of the video description to unlock Juliana, plus a whole bunch of sweet starting bonuses, or of course scan the QR code above my head. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all did enjoy, and I shall catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man.